Hi, this is Merv Barrett from Real Estate Connected, the creator of Easy Property Listings. And in this video, I want to show you how to use the new features in FeedSync 2.1 and how you can upgrade quickly from 2.0.3. So once I'm going to run a process here where we can process some listings that I've imported. So I'm just going to refresh the page and you'll see a pile of listings here. We've got several different formats. We're using a bit of My Desktop, multi-array, rock and rest, and some Rex files. So FeedSync can process them all. It doesn't care what the format is. It will just handle them all automatically. So I'm just going to process this feed using the 2.0.3 and then we'll upgrade. So once you click the process button, it brings you to the process page and we'll just run that. Now during this demonstration, I've left the geocoding off just so that we can run the demonstration a bit quicker because it slows down when you are requesting map coordinates from Google. But now once I've imported some listings, and there we go, we've got a whole stack of them already imported and ready for upgrading. So to upgrade to FeedSync 2.1 from 2.0 plus, download the zip file or the FeedSync zip file from the account page on Easy Property Listings. Uncompress the folder on your computer, and inside there you'll see a core directory. Now what we've done is try to make it as easy as possible to upgrade. So all you need to do is upload the core folder and replace the core directory inside your installation via FTP. I'm using Coda here on the Mac, but you can use FileZilla or you can log into your cPanel and upload the files that way. So I'm just going to drag and drop this core directory into the FeedSync installation on my demonstration server. I'm going to replace all files. So it'll take a minute to do. Okay, that's uploaded the files. So we've now got the new 2.1 running. And if you visit the home page and reload your page, you will see there's now 2.1. So currently there's some new buttons that will appear on the process page. These are a one-time run when upgrading to FeedSync 2.1 from previous versions. So the first thing we want to do is visit the process page and you want to perform a database upgrade. You can also visit the help, and we've included some documentation on the help tab on how to upgrade FeedSync and some handy links and links to this video. So I'm just going to go back to the process page and we're going to upgrade the database. What this will do, it will reprocess the address field so that we can actually export those into unique, so you can export by all sorts of fields. So we're just going to run the database upgrade. This might take a while depending on how many listings you have in your website and your FeedSync installation. Just when you load the FeedSync page for the first time after upgrading, make sure you refresh your browser because we use actually JavaScript to perform the upgrade and the cron commands so that we can process quickly. So it was just stuck there, but just make sure you reload the page, which will refresh the files from the server. So that's now complete. Next we can process the listing agents, and that will actually extract and create a new database with the agent details. So you can actually import those in to Easy Property Listings, the staff directory, or if you're using WPL Import Pro, their users, you can actually import straight into users. So we're going to process the listing agents now. That's usually very quick, even with lots of files. So if I visit the Listings tab, you'll see that the listings are all here. Some of them are already geocoded. We can run the process. There'll be a few that are missing. Let's have a quick squiz here and see if I can find some entries that, so there's some geocoding entries here. We've improved the geocoder in FeedSync 2.1, so if it gets stuck on an address, it'll actually skip it this time properly, and it will actually try and fall back to just the street name and location to generate the coordinates. So let's just quickly run the coordinates. Now this will take a few minutes because it depends on how many records you have. What we recommend is when you're installing FeedSync is to leave the geocoder option off in settings, and then once you're ready to run it live, turn it back on. Okay, so that's now processed all the missing coordinates. If you repress any of these, nothing will happen, so these are fine to play around with. So now we can visit the listings. We'll go to page 2 again. and you'll see that all the coordinates are now processed for those listings. So you can see the coordinate column here on the far right, and there we go. So some of the new features in FeedSync 2.1 are the ability to export not only agents, but you can actually export by suburb, by street name, by state, by postcode, and by country if your feed has the country value. So in order to do that, visit the Help tab, and you'll see down that we've added some new commands and some instructions on how to use those. So the default output is all listings that are either current, leased, sold, and we omit withdrawn and off market to save you having to import listings that aren't needed in your website. So if I choose this, we'll get the standard output of all the residential listings. Okay, so now we can import this using WPL Import Pro into your system. But the new features in FeedSync allow you to additionally filter by different commands here. So you can actually export by agent ID. So if we just have a look at this demo file, and let's have a quick look for the agent ID field, which is, all the fields are different, so some of them appear at the top, but there we go, agent ID. So if I'm going to copy this, and we're going to add the command to the end of the script here, and we're just going to output all the listings that are of that particular agent ID. So we go and agent ID equals, and paste in the value or the office ID. There we go. So now we've produced a list just containing the agent ID of that one. You can also output by street. So if you wanted to output all the listings in Hope Street, for example, you can just modify the command and change the and just go street equals and paste in your street name, and it'll output all listings that are in Hope Street. This particular feed only has one. Again, you can output by suburb. So let's just go back and see a suburb here, which is West Footscray. So I'm just going to change the command to suburb, if I can spell that correctly, and paste in the street suburb there, and we should get all West Footscray listings. So if I close this one, you can see the suburb tag there, and they're all West Footscray. Again, you can do the same with state and postcode. So that's some of the new features. Now we also have added a agent output. So when we have back on the FeedSync listings page, there's a new tab here called Agents. And in this, we'll generate a list of all your agents that are unique inside all the files. So this particular bunch of files have 31 agents in total. And in order to output those, again, visit the help page, scroll down the bottom, and we've actually created the handy command so you can output the agent list. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it into my browser, and there's a dynamic output of all the agent details. When we've built this, we've actually added some additional features where because when the feed file, the REA XML feed name only ever has first and last in one field. It provides the email, phone numbers, and so on. So we've actually we've added a couple additional fields, which is the office ID. So Katie belongs to this particular office. We've separated the first and last name, and we've also created an agent username. So you can actually import your usernames into WordPress using the right plugins like WPL Import Pro add-on, which is user import. So this should save some time, especially if you have several thousand listings. You can automatically update your staff directory and your user profiles depending on the files that appear in your feed. There's also a date by today. Now this might not work because I might not have any files that are by today, but you can also select your command, and let's just try all of them and go date equals today. Okay, there are no listings that have been imported with today's date. I've used some old files. So for the last step, I'm going to upload some more sample files, and we're going to run the process again. So give me a minute to FTP these into the input folder. Okay. So these are some multi-array XML files. These are some my desktop XML files. And some recs. Okay, so once you've uploaded your files, usually they'll be provided by your feed provider into the input folder automatically. So I'm just going to refresh this, and there you have all the files ready for processing with FeedSync 2.1. So I'm just going to process the feed again and process. And when you're running 2.1, it'll automatically process the listing agents, and it automatically does the database upgrade, or not so much the upgrade, but it processes the address field so you can export by the suburb. So again, the database upgrade is a one-time process that you need to do when you're upgrading to FeedSync. So if we visit the listings, we'll obviously have a few hundred more in there, and let's check out the agents. Might have a few more agents that have appeared in the list, and that is how FeedSync works 2.1. I recommend you grab it today. If you visit Easy Property Listings, click on the store and scroll down until you find FeedSync. Thanks for watching.